So I don't believe the polls anymore. Do you?
No, not
We're
since the
back to the
2016
credibility
election.
issue, which we've talked about. What can you believe now? We don't believe the labor statistics. We don't believe a lot of the information we get. We don't believe the polls. We don't believe the media. Well, that's the big question, I think. What happens to a society when its functioning parts lose all credibility? And that's maybe the fourth turning.
And that's the
That's really
crisis.
where we are.
That's the crisis. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't have faith in your institutions, it's a loss of faith. I've been used to saying a loss of credibility, but it's really a loss of faith.
And that's what he's saying about young people and democracy. That young people have lost faith in democracy. And
Yeah.
this he wrote this a year ago, a year and a half ago, something. So I think that's an interesting thought that young people have lost faith that because all they do is argue. They don't want to solve the problem, they just want to be right, politicians these
It,
days.
you know my problem with that? The word democracy. I don't think it's democracy they lost faith in. I don't think they understand what democracy. We don't have a democracy. We live in a representative government anyway. Um, but I think they're saying they lost faith in capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah. People say to me, "Are you a conservative?" I say, "I'm worse than a conservative. I'm a capitalist. I'm the ultimate demon." You know, um, I believe in capitalism, and I think people are motivated and should be motivated by their own self-interests, but not to the extent of only their self-interests. But if you want to motivate somebody, make it important to them, and they'll get motivated. We're doing a lot of things wrong here. Our education system has collapsed years ago, years ago. And it's a simple solution. The solution is embark upon a policy that makes kids curious. Nobody can teach anybody anything. Anybody can help somebody to learn. And if you can make somebody curious, you can't stop them from learning. And our education system doesn't do that. And we have solutions like that. And I think capitalism is one of those solutions. Motivate people to make things better by promoting their own self-interests. I know I sound like Wall Street, Gordon Gekko, but
No,
I believe it.
it's a simple policy and it's worked for a long time.
Yeah,
It's what
can't
this
deny the
country needs.
results.
Yeah.
But nobody's teaching these kids this.
No.
Nobody's. You can see the education. I remember I was
But the
working with a
question
kid.
is, and that's the point, who's teaching them? Who's teaching them? It's the people that grew up in the 60s, that came of age in the 60s, in the free love era. And those are the people that are teaching them now, right?
Yeah, well, the people that don't really understand capitalism. Yet every kid is a capitalist. Every kid, will say to you, "Oh, give me ring dings." Why? Because I could trade them in for great things in the lunchroom. Kids know how to work the system, how to work the capitalist system. We defeat that.
Yeah. We poison that mindset.
We're way off topic here. Where are we in the
That's true.
markets?
That's true. But it's looking ahead at where the markets are going if we do walk away from capitalism even in the
I
next
think
six
short
months.
term, short term, if you're a short term trader, you're looking for the shining object that the market's looking at. And right now, the focus seems to be on PE ratios. This market is looking at PEs and say, we got to have a century of really good news in order to keep these PEs viable. And we get some doubt is creeping into the market with respect to continually upgrading these earnings. And I think that's all that's happening right now. Is it an opportunity? Yeah, maybe not today, maybe another couple of weeks or a week or two. Um, but and I think the employment and not getting any data at all, not knowing where the employment picture looks, we could be seeing a lot of people out of jobs here. And maybe that's the bigger picture.